She's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty letter and a string jacket round her waist. When she gets a bite, you better run, you better hide, better pray that you're not worth the chase. Yeah, she might be pretty, but I promise it gets scary when she wants your daddy and she finds out where you live. Creeping in the shadows, eating poisoned apples. She's nothing like you ever seen. Her mood goes up and down and round and round, and ain't no telling what she might do next. Cause she's a itty bitty spider with a...
Hey, what's up guys, Jesse here from JP Modified. The build that we're going to feature today is a build that we did on the Cougar Cratus case. Now the Cougar Cratus is one of the newer cases that Cougars put out this year. I think it came out last month, at least here in the Philippines. We were lucky enough to be the first to get our hands on it. Also in this build, we're going to feature Power Color's Hellhound 7900 XTX. I know it's been a long time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
All the voices in my head getting louder. They told me not to tell you, but they're itching for the powder. Got that blurry vision, seeing double. Yeah, I love you, but you're all trouble. I'd be lying if I said I didn't love it. Carved a couple holes in my heart, so fuck it. And with all the chemicals, whoa, now falling too far, falling too far. I keep going back to you. Intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown my sorrows, but I love that bitter taste. So I'm addicted to it. Visions of you. Come closer, 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 closer. Come closer, 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 closer. Visions of you. straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown in sorrow, but I love that bitter taste.
Visions of you.
Come closer. Closer. Visions of you. 9:30 and I can't see straight. I'm hoping that I'll make it tomorrow, but right now I can't feel my face. I'm intoxicated, I'm a waste. Hoping I can drown the sorrows, but I love that bitter taste.
She's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty lighter and a strange jacket round her waist. When she gets a bite, you better run, you better hide, better pray that you're not worth the chase.
Yeah, she might be pretty, but I promise it gets scary when she wants your daddy and she finds out where you live. Creeping in the shadows, eating poisoned apples. She's nothing like you ever seen. Her mood goes up and round, and ain't no telling what she might do next. Cause she's a itty bitty spider with a itty bitty lighter, and she might just come for you. Should always sleep with one eye open. You better keep in mind to always look over your shoulder. Cause when you think you're safe, just stay awake. She's moving closer. Cause she's an itty bitty spider with a itty bitty lighter, and she might just come for you. She's a snake crawling, creeping on the floor. If you give her time of day, baby, that's your first mistake. She will swallow you whole, for you know you're controlled by a sweetheart criminal. Never thought that she's a itty bitty spider with an itty bitty lighter. You should always sleep with one eye open. You better keep in mind to always look over your shoulder. Cause when you think you're safe, just stay awake. She's moving closer. Cause she's an itty bitty spider with an itty bitty lighter, and she might just come for.
So that was it. Our build on the Cougar Cratus case featuring Power Colors 7900 XTX Hellhound. Now let's start off with my thoughts on the Cougar Cratus case. Now, Cougar has been known to pioneer basically these really cool, aggressive looking open frame cases. They pulled off another great looking one in the Cratus case. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Initially, when I saw the pictures, I wasn't really, keen on the look of the case itself until the box arrived and I opened it and I had it right in front of me. The case oozes quality. It's very robust. There's tons of room for cable management. There's also a lot of radiator support on this case. You're able to put in a 360 radiator on the top, a 360 radiator at the side, and a 240 radiator at the front. Now, the reason why we opted to modify the case a little bit is because if I planned on putting the radiator at the side of the case, hot air would be blowing into the hard disks and such. So I don't think that would be really healthy for the hard disks in a long time, especially with the heat a radiator, puts out. So we looked at the front, and on the box, the Cougar stated that it only supported a 240 radiator. When I took a look at the design, there were only a few things that I needed to modify in order for it to fit a 360 radiator. There were two little flaps that I had to cut off in order for a 40 millimeter, I think, radiator to fit right in. And that was it. Pretty easy process to put in a 360 radiator at the front. However, one thought though, there is a challenge or some sort of a challenge when you work with thicker cards. when you try to, put in the thumb screws at the expansion slots at the back, they're pretty hard to reach. Ideally, there would be a hole somewhere right in between the frame that would enable you to, put in a screwdriver of some sort in order for you to reach the thumb screw. But apparently on this one, they didn't. So you'd have to really try to squeeze in your thumbs there, or try to screw the thumb screws with your screwdriver tilted. So it was kind of tricky for me to put in the thicker video card. But aside from that, overall the case is very robust. I don't know if you guys noticed in the build, I had to remove part of the front panel in order for me to cut off those little tabs so I can put in the 360 radiator. But the case itself, even without the front attached to it, stood very firmly on its own, like a letter C. There was no issues managing the cables at the back. There was heaps of room, more room actually than the Cougar Conquer 1. That was a little bit quite tricky to cable manage, but in this case there's a lot more room. The case is also huge, so the Power Color Hellhound 7900 XTX fit in perfectly fine. There were no contact issues. There were it wasn't getting in the way of anything basically. Even if I put in the customized flat reservoir on the side, it didn't hit any part of the GPU. So there was no problem housing the huge 7900 XTX Hellhound from Power Color. Now I know a lot of you is going to wonder why we didn't or why we decided not to include the GPU in the water cooling loop. Now one reason is the blocks weren't available yet for the card, but I have word that they will be in the next month or so. Also, if you guys are wondering why I didn't vertically mount the GPU, now recently I've had issues with PCI risers and the such, so I wanted to make a very, let's say, reliable build and just have it standard mounted on the motherboard directly. I know we haven't been active on YouTube that much, but we're very active on social media, Instagram, on Facebook. We post there every single day, but we'll try to hop on the YouTube train again and hopefully deliver more videos. Now we have a lot of backlogs actually. Now some of the backlogs that I want to post deal with a little bit older parts, and but again, this channel is not to it's not about the parts that we feature. It's about mostly on the artwork that we do in terms of modding. This is not a hardware channel or anything like that, so I really don't want to focus on the latest and the greatest parts, but would rather focus on artwork that you can put into PC modding. Anyways, if you guys are still subscribed, thank you very much for supporting me. Again, special thanks to Cougar, Power Color, and AMD Philippines for supporting this build. Hope to see more of you guys. Computex is coming up in a few months, so you'll be, seeing a lot of builds coming from me to be displayed on there. We have 2 builds that are already scheduled to be displayed or have been confirmed. There's supposed to be a 3rd one, but I haven't heard from them yet. So if any of you guys are going to Computex in a few months, or I think end of May, hope you guys can say hi. I would love to meet you. Anyways, again, this has been Jesse of JP Modified. See you again on the next video. Mod on.
She's moving closer, 'cause she's an itty bitty spider with an itty bitty lighter, and she miss. Just come